Hello, my name's Andy and welcome to the garage.
Well, here is my next restoration, a Matchbox Bandolero police car. I've not done a futuristic car, I've only done real cars so far really, so looking forward to this one. It's not in bad shape, it's a bit tatty around the edges, but it all appears to be there. I'll just stop the video and lift the front up for you. There we are, the front lifts up to reveal a yellow cabin with quite a large white steering wheel. I think I'm going to stick to the car as it is. There's no reference for a real car, so I'm going to stick to this one as it is. So let's get on with it, shall we? Well, here's our restoration. Futuristic police car. Front lifts up. Two-seater, steering wheel. Looks like you're almost laid down in there. Be hard to get out and give chase in this, but you probably zap them with whatever this is, the villains. That's plastic, revealing an engine. Are they air intakes? Are they missile firing? I think they're air intakes actually. 4 exhausts at the back, 4 imitation exhausts. Matchbox Super Kings. Bandolero K36/41. 2 rivets, so we can get to work straight away on those and take those out. Right, I think that should be enough to take this base off, and there she comes. Plastic suspension, wider wheels at the back and the front, metal base. Not sure if I'm off to take the suspension out, but then I've got to clean the base up without using the caustic. See what's next. Body, interior, it's up and away. Alright, that's popped out the front. It's up and away. Now, glass seems to be hinged, and like those little lugs are, if you can see those lugs there are just over, so we need to do something about those. This has got to come out. I think it has got to come out. Let's take the glass out and leave the cover on, but if I'm going back to original colour I won't be able to paint that orange. Anyway, let's do something we can do. Give this a wiggle. I think, yeah, the top's got to come off. You can see there, it's got some little plastic rivets holding it in. They're just, well, little plastic lugs just curled over. So maybe one for a drill, but just in the hand. Find something small enough that ain't going to damage. So easy to go through the plastic. Is that going to come off now? It has that side. This side's not giving way yet. Right, that's off. The 2 lights are going to drop out straight away. There they go. 2 orange lights. Nice engines, you might say. So let's get a pot to put all this stuff in before we go any further. Right, we'll just put these plastic bits in a pot. It's going to get lost if not. and the decision on this needs to be made. Let's put that in there as well. And this, take these off, I can always glue them back down. I think it'd be better to get the paste painted doing. Let's take the wheels off first, see if they'll come off anyway. So that might help make the decision. And something's going to get broken there. Either the axle's going to get bent. So I'm going to take these off. 1, 2 little rivets there, metal. And I've felt that already go to one side, so this black one needs a bit more drilling. There we are, just heard that pop. So that's off. Can keep the wheels on there. We know it's that way, you can't get it wrong. So it's lettering up. And if I drill that, I'm off to break this plastic now. So what I'm off to do is just try and get a screwdriver on it and just no, it's quite firm. I think it's time for the grinding wheel. And hopefully that is enough to just pull that off. There we go. Then of course we can go around there, we can a bit more freedom. Can just super glue those straight back in. That's what I'm thinking. So that's for the caustic soda. Let's just clear the decks a bit. I think it's going to be best to take this off. And as you can see there, it's just a little lug that's bent over. It's not a lot, so we'll get the grinding wheel on that. Because it's not going to be easy to paint with it on anyway. Right, that should be enough to wiggle and force this off. One's up. Yep, and it's off. To reveal a metal body to go with the base into the caustic. Now, these incurred a bit of damage obviously, but not too bad. What we can do when we put them back is put a little bit of foil over there, like I do the post holes sometimes, but I think they'll be secure anyway. Now we've got to get the glass out, and that's held in by 4 rivets, and yeah, you could say it's firmly held in. So that's, sorry, hit the camera there, that's the next job, get the glass out. Right, I've got a battery drill on the slowest speed. Pop the 2 back ones, and that's off. When I was hand doing it, I did manage to get a scratch on it, but I'm hoping I'll polish out. So that's done. Pops off, needed to come off, and those bits can go in the caustic soda. Well, here is our futuristic police car out the caustic soda, and as you can see, it has loosened the paint. Let's see if we can get a brush on it. and it looks like it will all come off with just a little brushing. I thought it was ought to be tougher than that when it first came out. It didn't look as loose as it was, and I've left it a day to get back to it. So all that remains, once I've got this off, is to give it a good polish, and we're on track to move forwards. Right, here is our futuristic police car. It's not actually that bad. So what I'm going to do is give it a polish in some soapy water. Let's drop all the bits in. This might need rechroming, I'm not sure yet. Let's see how it cleans up and see how we go. We'll let the soap come off that and take a look in a minute. Stick the cabin in. There's not a water shortage, I just haven't put enough in. Right, and as you can see, untouched, really touched. Quite good, and my aim was to keep this one original. Let that dry off, and I think that's going to be absolutely fine. That to one side, and then we've got these air intakes. Now if these don't turn out okay, we can always do a bit of black enamel on them. That's fine too. Right, let's get a paper towel. And I don't think that's going to need rechroming, that bit. I'll take a look at the bumper in a second. I didn't put that in on purpose because I thought it was quite shabby at first glance, but I'll take another look now. What I will do is I'll give these a squirt with a furniture polish once they're dry. So that's okay. Now let's take a look at our bumper. Yeah, that does need rechroming, as you can see. So I'll just give that a clean. We'll get it primed, and we'll probably might not prime it. Might just Molotow pen it actually straight off because it is so small. Let's just give it a clean. Yeah, that is quite worn, but it's lost a bit of detail. I'm not sure what we can do with that actually. Can't put it in the caustic. Might be able to give it a gentle wire brush, see what that does. Let's just try the soft side of the brush. So I think this is one of those shoe brushes for like suede shoes. Not sure if that's grime on there or it's melted. Just not sure really. Can just try and pick a bit out. Got the definition this side, you see, so there's a clear gap up there. There is a clear gap there. I think it is what it is, you know. I think if I chrome pen it, it will look okay. Not sure if it's ever been melted even. So let's just chrome pen that and see how it looks. Right, here we go. Let's just see how that looks once we've chromed it. You can always take this off again if it doesn't work. Instantly, it is picking out some of that detail that when it was grey, it didn't. You know what? Could do make things a lot worse if you went to work with a tool on that. So I think I'm going to leave that as is. Because, whoops, dropped it. Because I think after a chrome pen in, It's going to be quite shiny, and I think I could do more damage than good if I got to work with a small engraving tool or something on there, so we're going to leave that. Now the wheels have seen better days, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go around with a marker pen first and see what that will do to them. Can go over the spokes of the wheels afterwards. I've got to get into those middles. I could have made them slicks. I could have taken that ridge down the middle out, but then it'd be less original, of course. It's good that you can see the bit you missed. It shows it has improved it and made a difference. We can get one of the front wheels still attached. We can see the difference that makes. Now, should I have painted them? I don't know. I don't know if it'd make a terrific difference, but I think I'll do them all like that. As you can see, our futuristic police car is out of the caustic soda. Nice bit of detailing on the base, etc. It's not had a polish yet. Cab door looks okay. Now, there's no reference to the original car, but this line and this line and this line look like casting lines to me. So I'm going to take them off, which I've already done on the other side to show you, and give it a more smooth look, but still keeping a sort of rounded edge on the top to keep that sort of wedge shape. And all I've been doing is with the rounded end of a file, just going over like that all along, occasionally turning it to the flat side, and I'll keep doing that until it looks as good as this. I then go over that with some wet and dry, probably start with some 400, then 800, down to maybe a bit less, maybe 2000. Okay, I've just drilled out these holes with a 1.5mm drill. Then I've got a 2mm tap, just dipped it in that petroleum jelly that you can see, and just tap the hole like that. And I must be getting brave because there is not much on that post there. Then I've got a selection of small screws and a small screwdriver. And I'll leave those screws in. And that should be all okay. I might have to put screws with wider heads on in the end. Here we are with our Speed Kings Bandolero. It's looking quite nice. Paint's come up really good. Pleased with that. Parts are cleaned, etc. So we can move on to assembly. So here we are at assembly, and the first thing is to get the wheels on. Now, you can't get them crossed. Obviously the back wheels won't fit at the front anyway. But there's also a little tab on each wheel. You can probably see it there. There we go. So the wheels have to go on the right way round. You can't put them on upside down, in other words. Now these were riveted on. I'm going to super glue them. Not going to try and put a rivet through that hole when super glue is going to be just as good a fix. So we've got a bit of super glue. Get it round there and around there. And just pop that wheel in. Careful not to get super glue on your fingers. Not worried about sticking your fingers together, I'm worried about ruining the paint on the model. Keep giving them a wipe. Right, so that first one's on. Now with the second one. Right, put that straight in the bin. You can see there again, a little tab there just on the top. And that's going to go in that little hole there. Felt that push home. I even heard it. I don't think you would on this new microphone setup I've got that cuts out a lot of background noise. And those wheels are on. So quickly, going to put that in there so there's no pressure on the front wheels at all, while I give my hands a wipe just in case. Just giving that a push down. We'll let that glue go off, then we'll just put a bit more around the top and around there. We could even now put a bit of super glue with some bicarbonate of soda. That'll really make that rock hard, as hard as any rivet would have been. So let's just there we go, it's upside down. Wheels are still spinning, that's important. Okay, I'm going to drop a bit of super glue and some bicarbonate in where the rivets would have been. There's the super glue. My trusty shovel. Just quickly tip that upside down. You can see that looks quite tidy. Be able to brush the excess off later. What we can do now is a bit more super glue on top of that. And that should be a brilliant fix. Hard as nails. So pleased with that. Okay, before we move on to the next bit, which will be putting the glass into the cockpit, just thought I'd share the colours. So for the body, we've used some Auto Extreme White Gloss. For the orange, we've used some Colour It Original Orange. The glass has been coated with some Pledge Mud Surface Polish, and the primer was, oh, there we go, look, PMA primer. That's a bigger tin, so it's just out of focus. So the next job is to look at putting this glass in. Now, we're only off to get one shot at this glass really. I'm not doing a test fit, so just going to put a bit of glue on this paper, and it's that Gorilla Glue that I tend to favour. Let's get a good splodge on that piece of card, and then I'm going to get some around canopy. Now pick this because it doesn't go stringy as much as some of the other glues. What I'll do is put a bit actually on there as well, on the glass itself. Take any excess off the edges. Right, that can go straight in the bin. Don't want that hanging about. We can put this straight in. So you can see that. There we go. There we go. You heard that. It's a firm fit. Just got to get the front on now. It's clicked. I think you heard that as well. Without getting any glue on my fingers. Still not looking right though at the front. A bit of persuasion there. Right, the glass is in, and I did just have to give it a white round. Got a bit of glue on there from somewhere. So the next thing is to leave that glue to harden off, and let's give this cockpit a look at. So I think the first thing we'll do is, even though these weren't glued in before, we'll just use a little bit of glue to put these lights back in. And again, it's just a bit of Gorilla Glue. They look quite nice. We'll just put a bit more glue now around them. Now we've seen them. So that's that glued on. Apologies, you've not missed anything. I failed to film it. And the bit I failed to film was fixing the top air scoops on the engines and fixing the glass in. So let's just talk you through it. Firstly, if this engine doesn't touch all the way around, you've got it back to front. You can see there's a different clip at the back that needs to be in that corner. Then I just put a bit of the Gorilla Glue that I use in the holes and pushed the top on. And then I just did Gorilla Glue at the bottom. Now the glass, I just pushed the hinge in to its holder, and I just put a retaining piece of strong silver foil, not Bako foil, strong silver foil over so it didn't fall out. And what I've noticed in testing is that now fits perfect at both sides. When you come to tighten your screws up to put the base on, one side lifts up, and that was true on the original. Now I don't want to start trying to bend things and break things because I haven't got a spare, so I'm going to stick with that for now. So I've taken it apart obviously, and the decals are on, so you see me put the decals on after I've put this back together, so it's a bit back to front, but I hope you don't mind. So here we go. Put the that sort of goes in a bit backwardy. Now just a sliver of Vaseline there because we need to hold the front grille in a second, and it's got a curve. You can see it on the left there, that goes at the top, so we want that on there. That Vaseline's going to hold it. Don't know if you can hear the rain, it's chucking it down. Then we put the top on, base rather, whatever you want to call it. Get our screw, and one at the front. Now I'm not going to tighten the front one up too much. So there we are. We have our rolling car. If you noticed already, because I put that screw in, I haven't put it in tight, that has popped up and I do not know why. It's down at the other side, it's perfect fit. After the video, one day I might look at that and risk bending or filing something underneath to make it a better fit. As you can see, it looks fine there as well. Here's our first decal. Let's get myself another cocktail stick. Try and line that up for you so you can see what I'm seeing. Actually looks okay. The L and the I are in the middle, so to speak. That's what I'm trying to do. That line there really go between the L and the I. I think it does now. Hopefully that's all been filmed, because I've got a battery warning came up there, but that's on. Just the two sides to do. I won't film that. Next time you see her, she'll be on the turntable. Well, this is what we started with. The play-worn, futuristic police car by Matchbox, the Bandolero. Just looking a bit tatty and a bit tired of life. Anyway, let's see what we ended up with, shall we? Because here it is now. Well, here is our Matchbox Bandolero police car. Paint's come out really good. I'm glad I smoothed those lines out down the side. I think it makes it look a lot slicker. As you can see, she's a good roller. I've had to put a piece of blue tack behind one of the wheels to stop her rolling off the turntable. The orange paint's come out really good as well. The thing I had to look out on this model was the engine. Make sure you get it in the right way round, because in practice fitting, if you don't, your base plate won't fit snugly to the bottom. Now there is a slight problem, as you can see there. The door's slightly up on the right hand side, but it's smooth on the left. And as you saw earlier in the video, it fits perfectly until you start to tighten those screws up. I'm not sure what's causing it to rise up on the right hand side there, but I will investigate later. I didn't want to start bending any metal, shaving any bits off, because I don't have any spare parts for this model, and that could have been the end of it. So you might see a quick 2 or 3 minute video later, like I did with London Taxi, when I worked out what's gone wrong. Anyway, let's get the cockpit lid up and take a look, shall we? And there we are, with the cockpit door lifted, cocktail stick to hold it up. You can push it all the way forward, but you risk chipping the white paint at the front of the cockpit. That's what happened to me. I had to repaint it, and the paint's not fully hardened yet, so I didn't want to do that. Anyway, I do hope you've enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. It does mean a lot to the channel. I'm getting close to 700 subscribers as I film this video, and it'd be nice to reach there. So take care of yourselves, and I look forward to seeing you for another restoration on the channel soon. Bye for now. I'll leave you with the Matchbox Bandolero police car.